All right, baby. Can you hear me okay? Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it, all right? Let me pipe that down just a little bit. Hey, so sorry about it. I hope you guys are doing very well. All right. I hope you guys are doing very well. Hope you're having a good morning or good evening, depending upon where you are. My name is Akasan, and we're about to talk about something pretty interesting here. I'm trying to push myself to do a little bit more variety of content for you guys on this channel, making sure and keep talking about comics, the things we love, CBMs. Comic book movies. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into it. This one is the first look here at, or a few more images of Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman sequel called WW84, Wonder Woman 84. That is the code name for it, and the reason because of that is because it takes place in the 1984. So we got it's gonna be an 80s vibe, baby. Very 80s vibe. That's why we got that music in the background, baby. We gotta get that vibe going. And so this came out a few hours ago that I definitely wanted to share this for you guys. Is the first look at some of these images. And this one, let me show you the first one. I really like this one, actually. I think this one is awesome. Really gives a nice, fantastic type of... It gives that feel. It gives that 80s type feel, man, with those CRT TVs, man, those monitors. I think this one's beautiful. I actually think this one really reminds me a lot of The Dark Knight. When Batman is looking at all the screens and he's like, beautiful, isn't it? Like that, right? I'm digging it. I'm feeling this one. So I definitely want, I'm liking already the kind of design, the aspect they're going for. And let me say for the record, I'm a huge fan of Glow, actually. That show that was on Netflix, that took place in the 90s, I think. I thought it was the 90s, but it could be late 80s. Anyways, I digress. But here's the one that everybody's really talking about. Here's the one that they're like, yo, WB, you got some explaining to do. Look at this. Guess who that? Can you guys see it okay? Look at that. Look at that. It's Steve. How? Why? How is this possible? What is going on with Steve, man? Like, is it a clone? Is it some magic? Is it just Wonder Woman's heart's desire right now? Is that what's kicking up right now? Is that what's happening? She just sees Steve everywhere now? Now, for the record, I'm kind of glad they brought back Chris Pine. That should be pretty damn interesting. But, WB, you got some explaining to do. Patty Jenkins, you got some explaining to do. Gal Gadot, I love you, but you got some explaining to do. Oh my God. Call him the summer soldier, they said. That's funny, dude. That's funny. This dude's coming back like Captain America. Well, he is a Chris. He is a Chris. Let me go ahead and read off to you some stuff I was reading from Hollywood Reporter. That'll give you guys a better feeling. I hope you guys can hear the music okay. What I hear and what you guys are getting is a little different sometimes. From the Hollywood Reporter, they say, Chris Pine is back. Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins dropped a bomb Wednesday when she shared the first set photos from her Wonder Woman sequel showing Chris Pine as Steve Trevor. It was believed that the character died in the first film, sacrificing himself. Welcome to Wonder Woman 1984, Steve Trevor, hashtag WW84. Jenkins wrote with the production photo, which was painfully 80s. That's what I'm saying. Wonder Woman, which was released in the summer of 2017, was an enormous success, especially for DC, which had yet to have a film really pop like the competition, Marvel. The first film, starring Gal Gadot, racked in $821.9 million at the global box office. Gadot also shares a little tease of her own, tweeting out a picture of Diana Prince staring at a wall of TVs with 80s programs running. Kristen Wiig, I think that's her name, will star as Cheetah, this film's villain. Pedro Pascal is joining the DC universe in the title. Okay. Isn't that the dude that was in Game of Thrones? Yeah, how did he survive? The Wonder Woman sequel is due out November 1st, 2019. I'm down with that. Like I said, it looks good. I'm not always a big fan of the 80s, but like I said, watching Glow really made me like a fan, because what I remember the most is the late 80s and such. So that's the nostalgia period. And then Grand Theft Auto, which was interesting. I think that was Vice City, I guess. I don't know, something about it. I wasn't a big fan of it, but I respect what they were doing with that one. I'm down with it. I'm more of a kind of 90s fan, but you know what it is? Stranger Things, and there's one other show that was really heavy on the 80s that I thought they did it really well. When I look at this image, I really think of Ready Player One. Ready Player One had this retro type of feel to it that I thought worked really well. So I like how a lot of people were, I like how they're doing it. So you got to remember too that the original Wonder Woman movie took place in 1916, circa around that time, World War I instead of World War II. We can accept that Wonder Woman hasn't really aged much, right? But yeah, what's up with Steve, man? Even if Steve didn't die, he would not be that young. So there's a lot of questions. So it's been roughly 70 years, as Edward is mentioning right now. So we got some, Winter Soldier, Summer Soldier stuff going on right now. I don't know. They could do something corny like he could be the offspring, the love child nobody knew about. But regardless, I'm curious to see. I think Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins, and Gal Gadot, they're doing it right. They're getting people talking, and I think that's exactly what we need here, is getting people talking, getting people interested, piquing interest yet again in the DCEU. I mean, mainly really just Wonder Woman, but inherently the DCEU at the same time. So it's good that we're talking about it, and then we can look forward to Aquaman, Shazam, and some other stuff. Hopefully those will work out really well and gets this train back on track after the major disaster, that critical disaster that was Justice League. Hopefully though, like I said, after watching Justice League, they don't cram much of any sort of spin-off type stuff, or they just kind of treat Wonder Woman as its own for the most part. And I think that would work well, as long as they just kind of don't even acknowledge the DCEU for the most part. Don't try to mix it in. No love letters from Bruce Wayne, no flashbacks, nothing like that. I think Wonder Woman stands a really strong chance of being one of the biggest movies grossing in 2019. Outside of Avengers 4, of course. Of course. But at least we have something good to look forward to in November. So there you go, guys. Red Red Nation, stand up, speak up. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to, again, let you guys know what I felt about that. And hopefully, if you guys like what you're seeing here, we'll have more of this in the near future on this particular channel. Okay, keep it locked there. And if you want to see my Dumbo reaction to the Dumbo trailer, make sure you check out Red Dreaded Reaction. The channel is called Red Dreaded Reaction. Go pop on over there and you can see what I thought about that particular movie. But in terms of comics and all things CBMs, make sure you keep it locked there and hit that like button to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, thank you so much. I don't know how to stop this thing. There it is. Wakanda forever. Wonder Woman forever.